Hello and welcome to the Brand and Flow podcast. I'm your host and guide, Kru Romar, and in this podcast we'll talk about how you can transform your business into a brand your customers won't be able to resist, as you will get to know how to stand out, attract the right people, and stay in their mind by creating a feeling, an experience, a strong reputation for your business. With our weekly episodes, we want to turn you into a brand leader for you to know which actions you need to take to build and grow your brand consistently and passionately. So are you ready to brand and flow to make your business grow? Let's go. Great that you tune in for the 11th episode of the Brand and Flow podcast, where we'll go deeper into how you're able to define your target audience. Now, I wanted to be honest. How much time and effort did you invest in defining your target audience? Because it's so fundamental. If you don't know whom you're talking to, how do you want to make sure that your messages get heard and seen? How do you want to make sure that you're able to connect with them, build trust, and influence their perceptions about the value that you will offer in their life, the positive impact that you will have in their life? It's so fundamental and so important, because every day you might take an action, you might take an effort in communicating out to your audience, and you might realize that it's not bringing you the achievements that you're looking for. Because if you only spread a message out, not knowing to whom it should go, so you're just sending but not knowing who will receive it, and you took an effort not knowing what you will achieve with it. And that effort should be worth it. You have the power to influence if you know whom you want to influence. And I want to say that you might get certain leads that are interested in your products and services, but wouldn't you like that effort to be worth more? Wouldn't you like that person to not just be interested in a certain product or service that you're offering, but be interested in the general value you're giving them? Be interested in future products and services you might offer? I mean, imagine that you're investing in a certain campaign to attract leads, and those leads would only buy once and then be gone. How great would it be if those leads would buy over and over again? You're increasing the customer lifetime value, which will allow you to own a profitable business, which will allow you to not always scream out what you have to offer, but instead they would check out what they are able to get. And I want to let you think back to the last time you purchased something and you were so excited. How did that business gain your trust? How did they communicate with you? What at the end made you buy their products and services? And are you still checking out what they're offering? And why? It's so important to understand. And I don't know if you knew, but 90% of our decisions are made subconsciously. We're not even aware of it. We get influenced every day and we take actions upon that. And you have the power to influence, so use it. Now, when we get deeper into understanding who our target audience is, we would generally start broad, right? We would understand whom we're able to serve with our products and services, who would be interested in what we have to offer. Now, this is not your target audience. This is what we call the target market. It's a broad market full of people that might be interested in what you're offering. Now, within that target market, you might have different target audiences that you're able to attract to your business that will serve you over the long term. And I want to highlight that. We're serving them, but as they are buying and connecting with our business, they're serving us as well. So we need to make sure that we first, before we go into the audience research, clear about the vision that we have and what we stand for and what we're going to offer. So we're then able to know who will be interested in that over the long term, right? Because the target market might generally be interested, but once you might offer something else, it might be a better fit for a certain group within that target market once you're trying to niche down, right? So focus on defining your target audience, and you can do it by really going more and more in understanding who they are, not just focusing on a certain gender or age group. That's not enough. That's not how we connect. Those are facts. We need to get behind those facts. We need to understand who they are, because you cannot generalize facts. Female, age 20 to 35 can differ a lot. So we need to really understand who this person is that we're trying to talk to. Now, when you got to know your target market, the broad audience, and you went into really understanding within that target market, whom are you going to connect to that will serve you over the long term? You will narrow down more and more, and we'll go into some ways how you're able to gain more insights, how to find out more. And first we'll focus on what kind of information is valuable, what you need to focus on, and then how you're able to find that information. Now, demographics are those general information like their age, their gender, income level, and educational status generally. That's important for you to figure out because you need to know if people are able to afford your products or services, if people are able to identify with what you represent. If you're a luxury brand, you're attracting a certain income level. And after you went into your demographics and found out all the facts about the person you're trying to serve, you need to go deeper into the psychographics. So what are their hobbies? What music they listen to? What car do they drive? What applications do they prefer to use? You're trying to get to know the person more and more. Get to know their personality. Understand who's behind that, what kind of desires they have, what kind of pain points they're facing, what is their aim, what is their goal, not just in terms of your product. I mean, your product is solving a certain gap, but look at the bigger picture. What is that person trying to achieve, and what role do you, with your products and services, play in it? Gain clarity in this. Focus on identity patterns. The more you are finding out about your target audience, you will see patterns. You will find out certain similarities that people have. Focus on that. That gives you so much value and insights that you're able to use. Once you see those patterns, once you see the connections, you're able to use them. How is their purchasing behavior? Do they need a lot of time to trust you? Is your product high priced and you need to put a lot of efforts to build that trust? How do they decide to buy? Now you'll ask me, Kira, how do I find out all this information? And I think a lot of people overcomplicate it. They're trying to search for, applications, softwares that helps them to gain some information. But sometimes it's right in front of our faces. Sometimes it's right in front of us and we don't see it. And I want to tell you this here. I want you to get away from that tunnel vision. The tunnel vision of believing that your products are the best and you already know what your customers want, assuming you do. Assumptions, like just writing down the demographics, psychographics, and personality traits from what you believe is right, is not correct. You need to do research and understand really what that person is by searching for facts and searching for real people and how they behave and act. You need to read through studies and everything to gain that experience and to know what they want. You assuming things will not bring you forward because that's your opinion. And you might be biased. You might be thinking in certain prejudices. You might think that whatever you experience is whatever happens to your audience. That doesn't have to be the case. You have to think out of your customer's perspective. So change the perspective, okay? And in order to change the perspective, we're trying to get to know them. Like really, genuinely get to know them. And a great way, as I told you, don't overcomplicate it. You every day on social media. Did you ever go to your primary competitor's social media page? And I'm highlighting your primary competitor because you're searching for the shared audience. Your primary competitors are the ones that offer similar products, solving similar needs, and they have a shared audience. And it's important that you focus on them because there might be other competitors that might be related to what you offer, but you don't have a shared audience with them. So find competitors with a shared audience and go on their social media pages. Did you ever check out who's following them? Did you ever focus on the people that engage in their feed? Like, what do people say? What comments do they get? What content do they post? And what are the responses? Did you ever click on their profile, the people that commented and engaged, and looked at their profiles? What are they posting? What are they saying in their stories? There's so much value in there that we're able to dig deeper into. Follow certain accounts that you believe are your dream customers, your target audience, and follow them over a certain time and genuinely find out who they are. Get to know them. So you're able then to connect with them proactively. You're able to build these connections and resonate with them. Another great way that you can do is going on groups. Just Google certain groups where you will find your audience and see what they're talking about. Google those primary competitors and find out the reviews people are posting there. Reviews are an awesome way how you can get more insights about your target audience, because people tell you the transformation. They say, I was here and I went here because of XYZ. Or they say, I was hoping to achieve this, but I didn't. Positive and negative reviews are so valuable. You're seeing what people are asking and hoping for, and you're able to serve that need. You can simply ask people as well, directly and indirectly, and gain more information in there. Get to know them. If you're active on social media, you should use your content and stories to genuinely connect with them. And you would need to put some effort so you're able to build that trust and enter their life. But once you enter their life and they feel that you care for them and that you are, personalizing your communication to them, they'll come back to you and they'll check out on you. It's so valuable. And it's a simple way how we all connecting to each other. So why don't we do it when we own a business? Because we want to sell? Well, guess what? That's how we sell. So focus on really getting to know them in deep details. And, I want to talk about 2 more tools that you can use to gain more insights about what kind of psychology is behind the people that you're trying to attack. So how do they think? What do they prefer? How do they get motivated? And, how you're able to connect there. Now, the first tool is brand archetypes. We use brand archetypes, generally archetypes, which is a framework with 12 different archetypes that represent certain personality traits and that help you to resonate with dominant personality traits that we all carry in us. We'll talk about brand archetypes in another episode in more details. But brand archetypes help you to focus and narrow down the desires your customers will have. So you're able to then be the fitting puzzle piece to give them whatever they're searching for. Another great tool is the element of value. So the elements of value are based on Maslow's pyramid, the hierarchy of needs, and it was translated into a more business terms. And you can see there what kind of value you will offer to your customers. And according to that, you will express that value. What kind of value are your customers hoping to get? Again, we'll talk about the elements of value in another episode in more details as well. But you can use them as inspiration. And they really help you to focus. And you need to decide. Listen, being indecisive will not lead you forward. It will just make you confused. You need to decide on whom you're trying to target so you're able to talk to them directly. And if you put it broader, at least know who's in there so you're able to find similarities of how you're able to talk to them and how they will resonate with you. And please don't think about defining your target audience as a one-time thing. It's a journey, it's a process. You need to always get to know more about them and include it in there. Include it in whatever you found out. Our goal is to set up customer personas, so fictional people that we're targeting, where we sum up everything that we found out and that we're able to look at whenever we communicate something or we're taking a certain action. We would see our business from their perspective. And it's fictional because all the information we found and the patterns we saw, we're just trying to put them into a fictional person that we always choose as the perspective we're thinking about our business. And this will help you then to focus. Defining a customer persona is really important. But in order to do that, you need to put the effort in understanding them. And you need to see it as a journey. You put the frame in knowing whom you're attracting, but you need to always fill that frame. You need to always make sure that it's up to date. And that's really so important. Otherwise, your messaging and your efforts and everything that you do, no matter if it's verbally or visually, will just lead to a result that you're not aiming to have. So I hope that this episode helped you in understanding how many possibilities you have to define your target audience, and that you need to see it as a journey. And you need to really focus on understanding who they are so you are able to serve them better and they will stay with your business and become loyal fans. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was helpful for you. To provide you more insights and tips, I need your feedback. So please rate or leave a review. Connect with me. And if you know a passionate entrepreneur who would benefit from this episode, share it with them so we can grow together. Can't wait to have you back in the next episode of the Brand and Flow podcast. Until then, don't forget, if you brand and flow, your business will grow.